Hello everyone, my name is Lod. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to bake chains onto flat planes. This tutorial does require a 3D modeling software such as Blender, and also requires Substance Painter. I also assume that you have basic Blender knowledge, but you don't need any knowledge in Substance Painter, and I'll be explaining everything in there. Now, first things first is that we need to make our chains. I like to get a plane and stretch it along the y-axis. Go into edit mode and size, extend it outwards, then delete the middle parts, and make sure that the normals are facing upwards. Then you want to do is subdivision surface that a couple times. Add a solidify modifier to about 0.2, and then add another subdivision surface modifier and shade smooth. And you have a pretty decent looking chain. Then you're going to want to move it up 0.1 meters. This is so it is the same on both sides. And then you want to apply all transformations. Next, you're going to want to duplicate this, move it along the Y and rotate it Y 90, and then get it to look correct. And you want to join these two together. Play around with the settings to make it as thick as you want, or you can go into here and size these up to make them a little bit thicker. Next, you're going to want to add an array modifier and move it along the Y, and move it, just size it up, and just put it next to each other so they link properly. Once you've done this, you're going to want to add a plane, move it to around the middle, make sure that the plane overdoes this bit, and you're going to want to move it to around here. You're going to want to move it to where it's about halfway between this top bit and this bottom bit, so then it can be repeated and be a seamless run of itself. Don't worry, it doesn't need to be close like at all. We will be changing it later so then it fits properly. Also, for the plane positioning, you probably want to make it too long this way rather than too short, as making it too long is good and we can size it down, but it's much harder to size it back up. Once you got this, you're going to want to click the plane, add another material and call it, I don't know, chain. And you want to go to UV editing and you want to apply all transformations and then UV unwrap it. Doesn't really matter how the UV goes, is fine. Okay, once you've got this set up, you're going to want to name this chain underscore low, and then name the big chain underscore high. Oh, and before I forget, it's usually good to rotate this to get a little bit more of a stylized look. But you can do it whatever way you want. It really doesn't matter. And now export these one by one. So this will be chain low, and this one will be chain high. Cool. Now, once you've done this, all you need to do now is go into Substance Painter. I'm going to create a new, go and select the chain and go chain low. Trust me, you don't need to make this anywhere near 2K. You can make it 1K and it will still look fantastic, but just for the sake of it, I'll make it 2K. Now, this might seem like there's nothing. If you just rotate the camera, there it is. First things first, we want to go up here. You want to click on the shader and you want to add in this one, which is the PBR rough metal with alpha test, or you can use this one, which is the alpha blending. It doesn't matter. I like this one a little bit more. And then you want to go to texture set settings. You want to go add here and add opacity. After you've done that, you want to go to the baking area. Now, once you're in this area, first we're just going to go from top to bottom. Put the output size to 2K. You want to turn this down. We're going to we'll mess with this later. We're going to go to here, match by name, and then you want to import the high. Now you'll see this is all red. That's fine. What we're going to do is increase the max frontal distance to where there is no more red up here. So see, if we look this way, it's all good. You want to increase this to maximum, turn off ID and turn on opacity, and then bake. Once you've done baking, you can go to paint mode. And you can see here, we have this lovely image of this baked in chain. Now, it doesn't automatically do the opacity until we do, so that's why we have to do this. And so you want to add a layer, then you want to hold Alt and click opacity and turn that all the way down to 0. It's going to disappear. Add a black mask, add a fill layer while this is selected, the black mask. You're going to want to come over here and type in OP, and it'll come up down here with a opacity map, and you want to drag and drop that into the grayscale. It'll make this disappear. That's not what we want. So you want to add in a filter, and you want to type in invert, and there you have it. You have some beautiful chains baked in just for you. You want to add in another fill layer. Go down here, type in whatever metal you want. I'm just going to do silver for the sake of it. And now you have this beautiful chain. Now we want to export. I'm going to click here, find the files. Once you've done that, don't touch this, don't touch this. You want to go, honestly, just make it 1K. You can make it 520 and it would be absolutely fine. Go down here, go transparent, come in here, keep this, keep this, keep this, turn this off, and then you want to export. Now going back into Blender, let's turn this off. Let's go to the material area. If you have Node Wrangler turned on, you can go Control-Shift-T. So create find all your textures and import all the and then you want to go to the material, scroll all the way down, find viewport display, blend mode, and alpha clip. And then now with the simple 2 triz plane, we have a beautiful chain. I personally like to go here, make it this. This looks gorgeous. Now we've done this, we want to properly make sure that it tiles so it looks natural. The way you do this, you go add an array, that off, go here, and you'll notice that this doesn't tile correctly. So what we want to do, go to UV, go into this mode, and you can grab the edge here, and you can size it down. So see this? And you want to drag it until it looks seamless. So you can click this, and you can drag this back and forth until you get it perfect. Look at that. Pixels, boom. We now have a tileable chain. Whoa. Now, what you might think to do next is to extend this out and be like this, and that doesn't work at all. So to actually use this correctly, also I suggest you duplicate it and then hide the original and then mess around with this one. What we can do now is you want to spawn in a Bezier curve, and I will be using an add-on I have called Curve Basher. Curve Basher is a fantastic add-on. You can do this without it, but I definitely suggest it. I'll leave a link down in the description, and after I show how to do it with Curve Basher, I'll show you how to do it without Curve Basher. Now that you've got these 2 pieces, and assuming you have Curve Basher, you're going to want to click this, then hold Shift and click the Bezier curve, and then you want to click Mesh to Curve Basher, and you'll see this. Problem, it's on the side a little bit. So to fix that, you're going to want to click on this and click Tab to go into Edit mode. You're going to want to spin it 90 degrees on the X-axis, so it's facing straight up, and then boom. Here we go. Now go Edit Curve Basher, and now we can play around with this. So we can add more of them. As you can see here, we can edit the scale so they go down further. And we can also increase the offset, but don't do that. Don't even touch the offset. We can also slide it along like this. Now, some of you might have noticed that there's a bit of normals fucking up here. So all you need to do is go back into edit mode and come back to this thing and add in a couple of just to Control R, and you want to add in a couple loops, and that will fix the majority of the issues. Oh, and don't forget to shade smooth. Now that we have this much more optimized version, all you need to do is click here, and you can start moving your Bezier curve around your model, just like you would with making normal chains. And if something like this happens where it's like, why isn't this coming up here? You just go Edit Curve Bash, and you can add more, whatnot. I won't be going over a lot of controls and how to control this kind of thing, but very basics: R to rotate, G to move it around, and of course Control T to rotate it like this. And that is how you make these kind of chains. Please make them. They're so much better.